Hello. Would you like to get there sooner when it comes to taking effective climate action? I know a lot of people are in different organizations, but they're not very productive or they're moving pretty slow because a lot of times there's faster growth, but there's kind of a communications disconnect. And one of the things that we have discovered that can really, really help is using virtual focus groups and strategic planning to get there sooner. So here we go. So we're talking about building the Climate Action Consortium using virtual focus groups and strategic planning to get there sooner. This is week 13 of our 52-week commitment, March the 28th. And a lot of stuff is happening. There's some really good news. We're seeing some elders taking action, millennials, and people are starting to come together, and that's really, really good news. This is my contact information. We'll talk more about that at the end, but stick with me because here we go. So let's talk about virtual focus groups and strategic planning, how this can do a world of good building the Climate Action Consortium. So what we're talking about is addressing Earth's pressing climate change challenges as creative and innovative climate action opportunities in more timely, mission-critical ways. Unleashing people power. A lot of times people are kind of holding back or they're not really, you're not plugging into them the right way. And virtual focus groups can really get us on focus here. So let's talk about what they are and why we want to move forward with them. So these are a series of well-planned, big-reach, learning-rich, moderated conversations over Zoom where people and organizations gain focus and get on target and spot on with the people and organizations they serve and strategically plan. So this can be within your organization, within your entire global enterprise, because unlike physical world focus groups that are just in one place and not another, you can simulcast these in multiple locations at once so that you can really get there sooner. And so this is really new and very inexpensive. The old way was to fly people in and the cost of that and to rent a place. Zoom is next to almost low cost. So, and people have access to Zoom. So it's a great way to use this to really move your organization forward. So the first reason, the first why is to avoid and or reduce loss. So what are we talking about? We're talking about incredible loss of time, loss of money, loss of people. People are actually dying when we're not getting, we're not getting to them soon enough for their safety or building seawalls or doing the things that we need to do to turn that around, get them out of oppressive heat, rebuild where the hurricanes have hit and the tornadoes have hit. So we need to really speed all of this up. So we have to avoid the loss of resources, of influence, of power, and of faith. A lot of people are losing faith because they're getting frustrated here. And when, the loss of life is just, so avoidable. We can really speed some things up. And we can also, we lose advantage and we end up missing the mark. That's to avoid and reduce loss. Now, the second reason is positive. We want to make gains. By doing this, we can get there sooner. We can gain revenue. We can gain and retain people. There's kind of a leaky sieve thing where organizations may recruit people, but then they get frustrated and they leave. And so, it's a kind of a leaky sieve here. And we can unleash new human energy, leverage resources, human resources, gain more influence, more power, renew and bolster faith by being spot on and on target. So let's talk about the steps. These are some steps here. The first step is to recognize the problem within your organization. It may not be apparent, but if you've grown really, really fast and you're experiencing communication disconnect, and one group, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, and you got all these people, and you need to coordinate and solidify things and find out what's going on. You want to recognize the problem. And so strategic focus groups are a good way to really get the feeling. You can have numbers here, but this is really has to do with qualitative feedback of actual people weighing in with their thoughts and their ideas in their conversation. So you want to determine who will participate and what locations. Think outside the box. This doesn't have to just be within your building or even within your one location. This could be across your entire enterprise. It also could reach out to strategic partners. You could even partner with your customers. Instead of trying to guess what they need, you can even ask them. You can say, hey, look, let's get together and let's do this together. Let's come out with something that's really going to work really well. And you can even get creative to get together and determine what questions that you want to have discussed between organizations even. So this is a really good way to develop strategic partnerships. And then you want to outreach and recruit with incentives. Now, a lot of people, some conventional focus groups will say, well, I'll give you $50. And there's a kind of group of people that just kind of like to do that. But it might be something as simple as, how about saving the planet sooner? How about honoring your talents? Because we need to know more about you. You write poetry, or you do music, or you do plays, or you're a good organizer, or you've been a corporate CEO, or you're a communications expert. Wow. So we want to listen to you. We want to value your input and take advantage of what you have to offer us uniquely. So that's a good way. And then you want to actually then conduct and record the sessions with permission, some kind of a talent release with the promise that you won't sell this to somebody else, or you don't abuse their privacy and all that. So most people will say, I'm with you, but you really need to set the rapport first. And then after you've done the recording, you want to analyze what you've learned and what to do next. Now, this all looks linear, but it's actually not. It could be actually circular in nature. And so you could really do a series of these. And one of the things that I have been involved with is actually doing scrum sessions, annual-based, work group scrumming sessions, where you have a work group that's working on a specific problem, and you just check in every so often, for a brief meeting to just see where you are. You set some goals, and you want to know how things are moving, from a project management standpoint. So that's really a good way to do this. So this is actually our virtual focus groups are part of our entire suite of e-learning services. And we're walking the walk ourselves. We're gaining focus right now by meeting with people and by Verka's focus groups and strategic planning services that we are doing. We do some of these informally, but they have the same kind of thing. We kind of think about the questions we want to ask, and we get there. And then we present the idea of actually doing some formal focus groups with clients. And we are critically doing our own YouTube programming and channel development. This is week number 13 of a 52-week commitment. And it takes time to really connect with people, get people to know, like, trust, try, buy into some of the things that you're recommending to do. And we're also using these focus groups to develop our workshops and courses. We need to know what specific workshops and courses are going to best serve you. So by using focus groups, you can help define the curriculum that's going to happen with you. We're also using this for our mobilization campaign. And that can also result in virtual conferences and trade shows. And we're also using this for instructional design services to companies and nonprofits that need training in a better way than the physical world and need to get it right when they do it online. And actually streaming physical world locations, with a combined kind of a hybrid way where we have a Zoom session with a group of people. They could be in a boardroom or an auditorium even. And then the whole goal is to arrive at global strategic partnerships. And we're going to do this. It's now succeeding actually across all generations of people, all genders of people, all communities, all market sectors, all countries, including island nations even, across all faiths, and even for the people who are just say, I just believe in nature. I don't go to church and do all that. That's a kind of faith. I just believe in science. That's a faith. And across our entire planet. I really thank you for this. I thank the universe for calling me to, my calling is to divinely do this. And I'm really getting some wonderful, wonderful gifts from people in terms of their buy-in and their excitement about this and their encouragement. So I'm encouraging you to check this out. And I'm going to stop my share now. And to give me a call, if you want to know more about how this could work for you and your organization or your ideas, maybe you want to just start your own business, you know, as you're transitioning your life and you want to figure out the next phase of your life, which is really happening now. A lot of people making changes, big changes, to kind of be more in tune with what's going on in the world. Give me a call at 206-920-8067 or email me at support@newworldcom.com or visit me at www.newworldcom.com. And let's talk. Let's meet over Zoom. Let's start gaining focus with each other. Let me know what's on your mind, what's in your heart. How do you see this particularly working for you? Let's brainstorm together. I don't have all the solutions, but the solutions are within us, at the very center of our being. And I want to get to that, you know, through some really heartfelt conversations that will make a difference in the planet in a timely way. So I look forward to working with you. Here we go.